to do some card readings today, so come in, say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Melissa. I want to have a little chat while we're waiting for people to come in. I know that you have this team that you call the Spirit Assembly. So I thought while we're waiting for people to come in, I'd love to kind of just talk a little bit about who we work with. So I'm going to start and then I'm going to defer to you.
Yep. Okay.
So when I'm in this space and I am working with cards or just kind of connecting in psychically, I will call in my spirit guide. Now my spirit guide comes on this side. So I have it all set up in that way. So they come in and they're going to help me if I struggle to find the words for the vibrations that are coming into my space. They're also going to help me, if I'm struggling to kind of get anything or I need clarity in any kind of way, they're going to almost be like, it's like I've got a mic in my ear. It's almost like I have, and they're going to be in there chatting to me and go, oh, this is the thing, and blah, 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 and they're going to help me out in that space. So if you're kind of wondering, well, because I talk to the air, it's like, oh, thanks, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking to my guide, which is like my mic in my ear, helping me out. But Melissa, I'd love for you to tell me about your Spirit Assembly.
Well, it's very similar. First, I'll just say hi to Shell and Kate and Pauline and Jen, and I'm so glad that they've popped in to support me. So hello, everybody. With my team, they come in on my left-hand side and Spirit come in on my right. So when I talk to them, it's very much like I would say a karaoke machine. It's like you either see what's coming through and then you speak it, or they talk to me as if I'm their microphone, or my brain's their microphone and I'm the speaker system. It's just, it comes in and out it goes. And it can be really, really fast sometimes, but other times they pace themselves. So I'm really lucky to generally I'll have 3 or 4 that are with me all the time. And we have a beautiful little joy guide that's with our family as well, who I absolutely adore. She's really loud. So she's very fun, very loud. With Kane, who's my main guide that is with me all the time when I do my readings, whether that's psychic or mediumship, whether I do the cards. I also do paranormal investigations. So he's with me there a lot as well. In that space, he acts more as a protector. So there's just they have all their I'll get out in a minute. They have all their own little quirks. So I know a lot of people talk to them as if they're, higher beings or royalty. Sometimes it makes me feel like, but for me, it's just like their family.
Excellent.
And I'll talk to them just the same. So yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about Melissa, but I wanted her to just share that before we got started. But I want to say hello to everyone else because I know Melissa said hello to some people. So hi, Pauline. Hi, Jen. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Debbie. We've got a couple of, and hi, Pip. Linda. Hi, Rach. Just want to make sure we haven't missed anyone. Kate, Mish. So I think we've got everyone. So who is Melissa and why am I not by myself today? I'm always by myself. It's like, oh, I've got a friend to play with. Yay. As I said, we're going to do this. But before we kind of kick that off, I just want to tell you who Melissa is and then she can share a little bit. She's awesome. First of all, and I've known Melissa for quite some time. I was trying to work it out. Now, I thought it was 4 years, but it could be longer.
Actually, 6.
Oh, okay. All right.
6 years, yeah.
We all know that I have trouble with linear time. That demonstrated.
Well, we lost 2 years with lockdown, so.
All right, so we don't count that. Right, we don't count that. So 6 years, and I'm going to say Melissa is an amazing reader. I've had the privilege to share my knowledge with her over those 6 years. She's a certified psychic and she's a certified medium. She's also just a most beautiful hearted person that wants to share her knowledge with anyone that is open to receiving it and her wisdom in a really, I'm going to say, unique and profound way. Her level of genuine connection is unlike others. And so I'm a fan, obviously, you can tell. And so that's why I'm so grateful to have her here today, so you can get to meet her, because I don't want to just keep her all to myself. Like I could, but what's the point? I want you to meet her and see her gifts and connect with her energy. So that's what we're doing today, is we're going to pull some cards. So we're both going to do readings. And we're going to go through that process, and Melissa's going to share a little bit about herself. So I'm going to ask you a quick question while we're kind of getting our cards. You'll know we're shuffling. We're putting into our cards. So I'd love to know, you touched on it a minute ago about your parapsychology. Now,
yes,
it's a thing for us that we connect on. And
it is. We've been to a couple of the same places.
I know. So. I was going to do a shout out to Pete. It's like, hi, Pete.
Yeah. Paranormal Pete. I love him to death.
Pete. Yeah. If anyone is in the Sydney or the mountains area, you love ghost tours and those type of things, or just understanding the history of the Blue Mountains, you really need to look up Paranormal Pete, who's on Facebook. He is awesome. I have a lot of time for him, and his awesome wife, which is an astrologer.
Oh, Glenn, she's beautiful. Beautiful person.
But tell me I'd love to know, what is your favorite thing about doing a paranormal investigation?
Oh, geez. The discovery of the stories. Now, I love the history of the buildings, but I don't look at anything before I go. I don't research anything. I just want to go in there and see what I feel, what comes to me. Now, there is a beautiful little spot, and I won't name it, but there's a beautiful little spot up the mountain. So if you're wanting to go into that, contact Paranormal Pete. But the little boy there in spirit is absolutely beautiful, and he is probably my favorite.
Oh,
you're not supposed to have favorites, but I've got a favorite ghost. So yes, he's absolutely adorable. The very first time that I started doing paranormal investigations, it was a way for me to develop my skills, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was coming out of the psychic closet, so to speak, and exploring different things. So that was my first venue that I went to, and that experience of Timmy was amazing. I thought it was all in my head because I was learning, and over time, because I've been there a million times, I've gotten to know him and know his story a little bit, and it's the story of the people that have passed over is my favorite thing. And knowing that other people have done investigations and hearing their stories after I've found out some information, it validates not only what I get, but it validates them and their life. And that's what I absolutely love.
I agree. And paranormal investigations are really great for a training experience. Work with someone like Pete, where he's got all the equipment, which I love, because obviously deep down I'm a geek. That's who I am. Past life is what I am. But it's great because it verifies what you're picking up. So it's really great. So if you ever have any opportunity to do that with someone with a lot of integrity, as far as the coordinator, I'm going to recommend it if you're in a learning space. So let's kind of pull a couple of cards. So I'm going to just pull. So if you would like me to pull a card for you, let me know. By just saying card, please, or some kind of indicator, that would be awesome. And I'm going to do that. All right. So let's kind of see. All right. So just, can you see the comments, Melissa, or not?
I can. I just want to say hello to Luna as well. She just popped up on my screen.
So Helen as well, and Jess.
Ella, hello.
So I'm doing one for Jen L. So
hi, Miriam.
All right. So this is for Jenny. So I just want to see what else. So it is all about, I'm going to say heart-based connection, Jen. So that's coming up. Thank you. I just want to see what else. And that actually feels in regards to you. So be really aware about allowing yourself to receive love from those that might not normally give it to you, or you're not expecting it from them. So be open to those little spontaneous moments where you're going to get kindness, really nice gestures in that way. And when I say be open to it, to allow it to go backwards and forwards, because I'm also getting this receive and give coming up. So nice energy around that. Any kind of commitment that you have put into anything is going to pay off, because that's coming up really nice and strong for you as well. Know that all your intentions, because they're tapping here, so I know your nice kind heart in that space, all your good intentions will come back to you. And they're actually showing me tenfold. So I know it's what you're giving out is going to come back far greater than what you anticipate, which is really awesome. For some reason they're showing me 9, and I just want to understand that. Thanks. You really will start to notice this, because they said weeks. So I know that if you're waiting for something to come into your world or something to manifest, there is a momentum that is building around that, and it will be, you'll really feel it in that 9 weeks. So 2 and a bit months kind of stuff. So Jen, that's for you. Melissa, are you drawn to anyone?
There's so many here. I just want to give a shout out to Debbie, who went to the old jail cells. They were 100 years old and the energy was terrifying. I totally agree. I kind of steer. I have been to a couple of the jails locally, but I steer clear of those ones because only love and light in here. Only love and light. Rhonda,
I love all the other stuff too.
Yeah.
I like being pushed and
well, I'm getting used to that. I don't mind it. I don't mind it so much now, but beforehand it was like, oh no, it freaked me out. No. But anyway,
you are welcome, Jen. So yeah, Melissa, are you drawn to someone?
Emily.
Excellent.
I am going to do a little card for you. Just let me connect for 2 seconds. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand. So the card that I've drawn here is for healing. And as I flipped it over and turned it, I just had this overwhelming sensation of, I'm still getting it now, of self-love and of really nurturing yourself and your soul. I feel like you need to take some time away and just to sit. Things are a little bit hectic at the moment, so I'm getting a bit of a whirlwind around here and feeling that need to just settle. I hope that makes sense. I'm starting to feel a little bit blocked in my throat. So I feel like there's a little bit of a sensation of needing that self-love, that self-worth, and also that self-acceptance. It's all about self and about inner healing at the moment. You will, I feel that's very, I'm trying to ask for a little bit more information, because I feel like, and I'm a bit hesitant to say it, but I feel like you're going on a trip, you're going somewhere, and I don't want to jump into too much just in case it gets a little bit personal. So I want to be very generalized, but being directed and personal to you at the same time, if that makes sense. I've actually got a very overwhelming sense of somebody here. So I might park that, if we can touch base a little bit later on, because it really feels quite personal at this stage. So what I want to draw back to is the healing and that self-worth and that self-love at this time. I think that you really need to slow down and spend some time in that space for yourself. A bit of soul work, a bit of inner searching. It's come through, but if we can connect a little bit later on, if that's all right with Bronwyn Jane, I'd like to do that, because I think there's a little bit more that needs to come through, but I don't want to bring that through just yet, if that's okay.
Okay. So thanks, Melissa. I'm being drawn to Donna F. So Donna, this is for you. So any kind of the word kindness comes up, and forgiveness. So I'm going to give you those two words. Also around negotiations. So if we've got anything that we're kind of going backwards and forwards with, we're trying to work our way through that. Make sure that we have this kind of balance around. It's not sort of like one side wins. We've got to have nice balance around that too. The other thing that I'm being made aware of is your connection to home. In this is our safe space too. I just want to say these things. It's interesting. I'm hearing the word authority. So I just want to, okay. So if we've got anyone that's kind of in a position of authority that's trying to negotiate, or there's this kind of power play around any kind of negotiation, we need to approach it with a nice fairness that's coming up. So we need to be fair, kind, that kind of stuff. And so it serves everyone really nicely. I'm also aware too that, as I said, home is your sanctuary. So that's coming up nice and strong for you too. And also thanks. Any kind of relationships, they're also saying are nice, safe and secure in that way too. But I just want to bring me to you. The energy that's coming up around you is about you really connecting into you and how you feel and what's really important. I'm hearing audit. So to me, we actually need to do an internal audit on why we're not accepting ourselves, or where our kind of blocks are in that space, so you can move through them. So this is really important, particularly over the next few weeks, because they're just kind of holding up three fingers. So I know it's not a huge amount of time, but you've got this awesome time where you can do some inner work and really be able to integrate into that too. If you've got any stuff that you've got to let go of, I just want this out of my field, get rid of it. Really lean into, if you can go out into, particularly tonight, in the moon, and just kind of just like, I want to shake this off, get rid of this. I don't care if you write it, burn it, do whatever, wherever you are. It's not a fire danger. Do that kind of stuff, because there's a whole shift coming around you. And I know as I move forward that in so I just wanted to check because of the time frame there. So when I move forward, particularly over the next 2 months in that space, things feel really different. They feel really light. There's a move coming up around that too, and this ties into work. So you've got a lot of, I'm going to say, shifts and changes coming. They do feel great. They don't feel terrible, which is awesome for you. But anything that is a negotiation, make sure that we try and keep it really fair, and that not one side is trying to win or get more up on anyone else. 5, if you're kind of seeing 5s and all that kind of stuff, know that that's a sign of the change that's coming around you and that's there. So just go, oh, thanks guys, I see it and appreciate it. If any of that makes sense, let me know. If not, just take the bits that do. So I just want to, anyone that you're drawn to, Melissa.
Can I just say hi to Rhonda, and thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Ella. Hi, Christine. I just wanted to shout out to a few people. They're popping in.
Excellent.
Fast and thick. Thank you so much for coming in. This is my first live, so I'm usually behind the camera, not in front, so it always is a little bit nerve-wracking.
All right, so while you're thinking, I'm going with Jessica A, because I just am, because I was drawn to that. Okay, Jess, wherever you are, I know that you're only got a trajectory up from here, because they're making me aware that if life's kind of been a bit bumpy or it hasn't felt awesome, you're hit what we would consider the bottom. So you are moving up. Everything feels really nice for you. Anything that's going to allow you to do any kind of work that's going to benefit others, so a collective, so more than one person, lean into that. That's really going to light you up in a really big way. That humanitarian energy is a big part of you, so make sure you embrace it. Sorry, cut you off there, Mel.
No, that's all right. Sue, I just wanted
that was
to
Jessica R. Sorry, I didn't clarify. Sorry.
No, Sue, I had a great conversation with her the other day, and I absolutely adore her. She's beautiful. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, Sue, because thank you so much for your kind words. I really, really appreciate them. Now I did. Linda. Hi, Linda. Hi, Anita. Thank you for popping on. Luna. Let me have a look. What do my spirit team tell me? Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Transformation. I love it. Oh, and it's coming soon, very, very soon. So I want you to, well, they want you to, not me, because I'm just the mouthpiece. They're the messengers. They're telling me that you really need to, again, take some time, but dive a little deeper than what you've been doing. I feel like you've been reflecting on things, but you need to unpack it a little bit more. There's more to it. Give yourself a little bit more credit for what you're doing. The whole time, it's almost like there is no time. And Bronwyn Jane, you know, where there is no time, is there really?
I don't know.
So,
Just work out for me time.
This feels really, really quick. When I do when I'm feeling a timeline, I'll move to one side to tell me whether it's forward, back. Here, I'm feeling like I'm in a whirlwind. So this transformation is happening now. So whatever you're doing, really embrace it. And if you feel like you get stuck at different little points and you're not moving forward, or you're not moving as quickly as you'd like to, just sit in reflection and just take a moment to breathe. Because when we breathe, that's when we can gather our thoughts. They pop in, and then we can systematically work through them the way we need to. That's how we learn, that's how we grow, and that's how we will transform. And I'm feeling like this whirlwind is crazy. I don't know what's happening in your world at the moment, but it's either about to kick off, or you're feeling like it's about to not lose control. You just feel like you're swept up, and you need some grounding. That's the word. Thank you. You need a little bit more grounding to be able to take those lessons that you've already got there. You just need to listen to yourself, listen to your own guidance, because that's what's happening right now. And that is what is going to catapult you into the next phase of your journey. I'm actually really excited. The feelings that they're giving me, it's like I'm a little child jumping up and down, and I'm really, really excited for you. So whatever is happening in your space, so much fun and excitement and transformation is going to happen, and I'm really, really excited for you. So that's
Yay.
good.
Yay. Jessica, if you go back, there'll be a reading for you. Jessica R. So that has been done. So thank you, Tony, for sharing this. If anyone wants to share this and invite some people to the party, please do so. I am drawn to Anita, and she had a hyphenated name, so it's O. And so what's coming up for me is about taking action. So you kind of put a question there, and this is all about taking action. The other thing that is also coming up there, I'm getting your body, because I'm actually getting some sensations within my body. Your body is going to tell you when these aha moments or this insight is coming forward on when to take action. So I'm aware of this, your body telling you around that. They're also making me aware of it's little steps that you need to take in this action, and you're not being made to go big leaps and bounds. So little steps moving forward in that. And there's two things. It's almost like two sections. So there's one that's within, so if we've got a time frame, we need to put in a time frame that feels like an action step that's within a month. And then we've got the next one that's a few weeks after that. So that's coming up for you. So this is super important. And it feels like it's super important. So this energy of the question that you've asked about is really significant and really important. Hopefully that makes sense to you. That's what they want you to move forward on it. So I just wanted to also acknowledge Donna for saying it made sense. So thanks, Donna, for letting us know that it made sense. So that's great. Yeah, I know, Jessica. I'm just terrible with the surnames. We know. You should know, Jessica, that it goes all rogue here. So it was for you. All right. So let me just read the things. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Deb. All right. So, Melissa, I would love to know, while I'm kind of putting some more energy in my cards, I'd love to know about your Whisper Tarot readings.
Oh, I absolutely adore them. It's a very dear friend of mine is Romany Gypsy, and I learned how to do them through her. And I guess each family have their own way of doing them. So I was very, very fortunate to learn the way through what her family and her ancestors do. So in a nutshell, because there's so many different layers to it. But it's taking your mediumistic skills and your tarot skills and combining them. So when I'm reading through the tarot cards, they don't mean what the books, I use the Rider-Waite cards, and they don't mean what the books say. There's different meanings to them. But on top of that, there are also meanings that are coming through from ancestors. So I have found when I do them, I have two beautiful family members of my friends that come in and assist me, and grandmother and a mother, and they tell me definitely what it is. They're very, very certain. So that's always good. But I hear spirit. I see the spirit guides. I have them both next to me as well. So I'm getting messages both from spirit and from the cards, but the cards are interpreted with the spiritual message from them.
Excellent.
Hopefully I've done that justice.
I mean, I know we've only got a small window to explain it to people, but I was intrigued because, and let me share a little thing. Sometimes people say to me, am I gypsy? It's like, not that I'm aware of, but maybe in a past life. And I've had all kinds of people say that to me, like people that kind of met me, people that don't, but they just see me wherever. But I used to have this, I don't know where it came from. Just one day I was told how to clear my cards. It wasn't a way that anyone else clears them, right? Mm-hmm. It's quite extreme. The way I did it, and it involves like throwing and all kinds of stuff, right? And there's a whole thing that happens, and the energy, they go on the ground quite dramatically, and the energy comes out of it, and imagine electricity kind of bouncing along the ground out of the cards on to the ground and this kind of stuff. Anyway, apparently it has ties to gypsy, and it's like, and I didn't have any idea. And then a lady pointed that out to me. She said, oh, you clear your cards like this. And I'm like, really? How do you know that? And she's like, that's gypsy. I'm like, really? Is it? All right. So there's obviously got to be something there. But I wanted to understand the tarot thing because of that correlation.
Yeah, it's amazing. The way I clear them is 3 knocks. I mean, I do the smudging as well, but 3 knocks, and that clears the energy.
Not dramatic enough for me,
obviously. So much easier. It's the wrong.
I know you can't really do it in the middle of a reading. Like, watch out, client. Here comes some cards at your head.
I actually, I do have this really beautiful crystal as well that has been blessed for me, and they sit on top of that as well. So beautiful. It enhances the energy of the cards.
Yeah, they do. Putting crystals on your cards is great for clearing and enhancing them. Now, I've got a card here too. I just wanted to find my person. I just lost them.
Hi, Victoria.
So this is for Marisha L. So it's about being within 2 worlds. So it's almost like we're stuck. So we're kind of stuck and we don't know how to move forward, and we've got, a leg on one side and a leg on the other side, and we're not trusting ourselves, and we're not trusting even a process that's coming up. So you're being really called to lean in, and I'm going to say connecting to here. This is where all your decisions should be made from people here, not here. Please don't let this make your decisions. It needs to be your heart and the energy that comes out of your heart in that space. So if you need to make a decision, you're kind of holding yourself in limbo. Connect into the intuition that sits in this space to be able to allow yourself this, I'm going to say, the safety and the space to be able to move forward. You're also, if you're inquisitive or you're kind of wanting to explore something further, this is also coming up in regards to really lean in and be brave enough to try things that you wouldn't normally try, to be able to have a go at things that feel scary but are not. The other thing that is also coming up too is I'm going to say communication. So be really aware of your communication. Be really aware of, I'm going to say, take a breath before you speak. Give you time to think, because communication and challenges with communication that feel like have been around you, because they are kind of putting in the past, they are dissipating, which is awesome, because they do feel like they've kind of been a bit clunky. But be really aware of your communication and double check that what you said is what was heard, because I'm aware that sometimes something happens and gets lost in translation. Like you say one thing, it's like it arrives at the person's ear in a totally different language. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Marisha. So, okay, so, all right. So
can I just touch on, Rose, I saw the two of your messages. Thank you so much for sharing that. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, but can I ask that perhaps you reach out to Bronwyn Jane outside of this conversation, only because it feels like it's quite a big thing to discuss, and 30 seconds wouldn't do it justice. So if you could reach out to Bronwyn Jane afterwards, that would be absolutely wonderful.
yeah,
and she'll be able to help you in that space. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, though, and touching base with us. It's such an honor.
All right. So, Melissa, anyone that you feel drawn to?
Okay. Just with you, I just wanted to touch base with Rose. I'm just scrolling back up. I'm sorry. I'm going through all the messages again.
All right. That's okay. While you do that, I'm going to do, I'm going with Sue F. So that's where I'm drawn to. So, Sue, if you've got anything that you're reflecting on, you're trying to work out on what's going on, they're telling me to look back, and by looking back, that hindsight kind of energy there, you'll be able to see the truth of things, what things really are. Like, you'll get that more awareness around things. This sits in a relationship space, so it does sit in relationships, or if we've got any challenges around relationships or what's going on in that space, this is where it is, to be able to go, what's really going on and how do I move forward, because it's the energy of how do we improve the relationship. So that hindsight energy is really going to help you a lot in that space. I also am saying that anything that feels like it feels unfinished, this type of thing, they're making me aware of anything that's unfinished. Can we put some focus on that, Sue? Pay our bills, complete our projects, do all that kind of stuff, because I want all your loose ends tied up, because they want a clean slate for you moving forward. So you've got two things to focus on. I'm giving you homework. Yay, Sue. We're focusing on our relationships, but also focusing on our day-to-day things. So make sure that we tidy up any loose ends, because it's like, catch your breath, then have a little rest, because then they're going to bring in some pretty exciting activities. And these do feel around children. They actually feel, I don't know if it's children or grandchildren, but it feels like younger people to me. So they need you to tidy up so you've got room and enjoy that space. And any relationships that need additional attention, I'm going to encourage you to do so. All right. Okay. So, Melissa.
I want to say hello to Tony from New Zealand. There was somebody else from New Zealand earlier on, and I think it's Tiggy. I'm sorry. There were so many I couldn't find.
I know, that's too fast.
Hi.
All right. We're getting a hurry up.
Already. What's the time? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. There we go. Tony. Oh, I want to sing this one, but I don't want to sing it. That's another thing with my guides. I tend to get a lot of song lyrics come through, and sometimes they make me sing, but I've got a sore throat, so I'm not going to. So freedom is the card I get for you, Tony. And I really want you to just expand your wings and just know that you've got this. You can just go out, and the world is your oyster. Literally, I don't know what's happening in your world, but I'm excited by it. And I want you to, I'm sorry, not me, they want you to know that they absolutely have your back the whole time. Thank you. And while you're walking through the journey, you need to, they're showing me roses. So you need to stop and smell the roses for a little bit. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, but know that it's there. It's there, ready for the taking, and you're about to embark on this amazing journey. It's almost like I'm seeing I'm hearing tiptoe through the tulips. I don't know whether that means anything or whether it's them just being silly, because my team have a weird sense of humor sometimes. And it's the old, I can't sing it, but it's that really old tiptoe through the tulips, with that weird voice that they've got. They made me do it, sorry. But it's that excitement and that fun and that discovery. Walk into your life, walk into the next 3 weeks with discovery of what's going to happen. I really hope that that lands with you, because if it doesn't, it's about to. It's just I see a runway now, and I can just see this taking off. So whatever's happening for you, it's going to be exciting.
That's awesome. So I just want to put, actually I might get Chanel, because I can see her in here. We're going to put Melissa's link up in case anyone wants to have a reading with Melissa. They know how to find her. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Obviously, you know where I hang out, but this is all about Melissa. So if Chanel, you can put in her link, just in case anyone wants to connect with Melissa and have a traditional psychic or mediumship reading, or the chakra readings, the Whisper Tarot. And she also does private paranormal investigations. So that's kind of cool as well. So anyone that kind of is interested in that. So I'm going to do a couple of quick cards, and let's kind of see if we can cover up a few people super fast. All right, so this is for Rach T. Okay, so, okay. All right, so Rach, I want you to connect into your childlike energy. Lots and lots of fun. You're being encouraged to do that. Be silly. Raise your vibration that way and allow yourself to really connect in. Listen to the whispers in your ears. They're not anything other than it's not you. So listen to those, because I am being made aware of guidance coming in really weird times for you. So I want, and so hopefully that resonates. This is for Jeanette N. Connect into your joy. They want you to have lots and lots of joy, lots and lots of fun. Let go of any pressure that you're putting on yourself. And I hear success. So I'm aware of that. If you are also getting buzzing in your ears or a high frequency, because that is coming in too, know that you're actually kind of getting tuned in. So I'm being made aware of that too. And if you can get to hang out at the ocean or connect with the ocean, do that. It's really going to be great for you in a clearing, cleansing way. All right, and so this is for Tara. Sorry, ask Tara. So, and that's not ask, a person. They're actually telling me to ask above. So anything that you need help with, anything that you need assistance with, and it feels like support, guidance, that kind of stuff, ask and surrender over in that space. They're also making me aware of doing it in a ritual way, or like it's got a bit more than just sitting there and kind of asking. So put a bit of a ritual kind of energy around that. The universal laws are also in play around you, so be really aware of that and work with them. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. This is for a vet as well. So heart chakra energy. Can you wear blue? I'm going to say wear blue, connect into blue, also connect into green and pink. Really open up your heart space. So that says to me, when they put those two together, that we need to speak from our heart, speak our truth, allow that to be a way that you move forward, so you can really be able to actualize the whole energy of your heart and put those two things together. If you've got light blue around, I'm going to encourage you to work with that in a big way. Okay, and this is for Elaine. Play. So everyone's going to have fun, aren't they? Because a lot of fun energy here. So don't worry if things kind of feel like they're not moving the way you want. They're telling me that this will shift through playful energy, relaxing, giving your time out. That just said you don't do enough of that, so I know you need to do more of that. So create space for yourself, so you can have more playful energy. You need to relax. They're telling me your energy needs a little bit of a rejuvenation around that. So that's Elaine. All right, and Sharon, sorry, I'm just talking. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm just hogging. So this is for you as well. So they're saying, can you surrender over any kind of feelings that feel heavy, stuck, sluggish? Can you hand that over to your angels? They're making me aware of doing this at night. So when you go to sleep, it's like think of those things like, can you take these off me while I'm asleep? And so when I wake up, I feel lighter. So my chest feels freer. If you get any kind of little tingles or anything in there, that feels like it's associated with this. So we just need to surrender that over so they can take that away from you. All right, I'll have a break. Melissa, would you like to have a go?
Oh, yes. I was just reading the comments. Sorry. I'm getting lost in them. Now, I hope I pronounce this properly. Janet, Jannett. I want to say Janet because my girlfriend's Janet, but I also want to say Jeanette. So yes, you should absolutely 1,000,000% do the mediumship course. I have loved every minute of it. And Bronwyn Jane is obviously my favorite, but she's an absolutely amazing teacher. And I'm sure that there's many people on here that will say the exact same thing. So please sign up if you haven't already, because she's amazing.
Oh yeah, that starts next week. Yeah, I'd like to not be by myself. If someone wants to sign up, that'd be great. No. No, we're gonna. It's a nice class. It's not a massive class, which means that everyone gets lots of time and attention, which is really important.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
So that's great. Blue shirt, excellent. keep locking into that and using that energy.
Hi Tara. Actually, there was a question with, and it just flipped on me, so I'm just trying to find it because I've got part of it was ringing in the ears, and I actually thought about that today, Bronwyn Jane, because the ringing in the ear, I know it's a full moon, but the ringing in the ears for me was just crazy today. It was super, super loud. So when people are experiencing that, what does that mean for you? For me, it means that spirit's really, really close and I'm not listening to them.
Depends on where you are in your development. If you're just starting, and it will be removing blocks. So if this is kind of new to you and it's happening, obviously go and get it checked with a medical professional. Make sure nothing else is going on. But once that's kind of clear, and if it persists, they're removing blocks because they're trying to communicate with you in an auditory way. If you're a little bit further down your development, it's tuning you in. So as we kind of grow, learn, and do the work, our frequency shifts, and then we kind of need to be retuned in like a radio. So we need to get retuned in. And so we've got that going on. The other thing is too, there's so much. It's like, don't know, you've opened the vortex now. I'm going to, teach it all, right?
Sorry.
That's what it's like. Here, let me just tell you everything. Because too, also though, it can be depending on what's going on for you. So if you're someone that feels a lot, right? So if you're a feeler and this happens, I'm going to say just double check that no one that you have just physically walked close to has something going on with their hearing. Because when we physically walk close to someone, we can pick up on their things. So it's almost like we have to do a tick off our list to go, which one is it? And if we're not sure, surrender it over, go, what's going on here? And see what pops into your brain, first of all, because now I've given you a whole list and you don't have to do the work. You can just see it's that one. The one that I remember first is the one that it is for me. So there. Okay. All right. So let's do a couple of more cards, and then we'll do a big.
I'd like to do one for Elaine, if that's okay.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
All right. Messenger. Let me see what's going to come through. I know I'm doing them all a little bit high level today because it's a spirit team that are here, and I'm just doing what they tell me, as always. Okay. Oh, for you, I have alignment. This is really such a beautiful card. And the feeling that I get from this straight away is that it's almost, it's that like that warm hug, that warm embrace, everything just coming in and knowing that it's exactly how it's meant to be. With whatever's happening at this stage, I'm actually being pulled away. So whatever you're thinking of, your attention seems to be diverted somewhere else. You need to pull that back and bring it back in. I'm still getting pulled. So maybe it's something that was in the past, not too distant, because I'm not sort of being dragged off the screen. I'm just sort of being pushed a little bit to my left, which means that it's in the past. There's something that you've been thinking about, something that's just been happening, something that you thought you'd finished with, but there's still little remnants there. Just sit for a moment and have a think about that. Whatever pops into your mind that you thought you'd finished that is still there's still a few fragments around. You just need to let them go so that that space opens up for that, whatever that new thing is that's coming. It's right here and just waiting for a little bit of extra room so that it can come together and align. Can I say that word too much?
No.
So, but I am feeling that it's just that it's almost like, oh, how can I? It's so hard getting the words out with the feelings that they give me, because it's not always the way, and it's definitely not. So I hope that this is going to make sense, because what I'm being told to feel, or told to say, is tell them that it's almost like cling wrap around your body, and you're going to feel that snug and safe that nothing, and I don't know why cling wrap. It's almost like the stuff that they put around those pallets. It's really crazy. I told you they've got a real weird sense of humor sometimes.
I'm like, it's dinner time. I was just thinking of food.
No, whatever is there in that space that you've been thinking of, get rid of it, let it go, forget it. It's not there anymore. It's not going to serve you. You just need to let that new energy come through in that space that you've just created by the things that you just left. Whew, did you get that? I hope that makes sense. Holy moly.
I want to answer a question here. Cameron's asked a question. So who did I mentor with? I'm going to say I have been blessed to have the opportunity to mentor with two significant people for me. One is Tony Stockwell from the UK, and the other one is Lisa Williams, which was from the UK and now lives in America. So they are my mentors, and I adore both of them for different reasons. So Cameron, that's who mentored me. How did I start my journey? I was one of those kids that just kind of knew stuff. People didn't like it. It's the whole thing. But as far as my formal training, I started that in Circle. That's where I started. I spent years and years and years and years and years in Circle. And because of those years and years and years in Circle is why I created the college, because I thought there's no way we need to spend all this time to learn these skills. They're just not presented in a way that allows for integration smoothly, quickly, so we can cognitively process it all and be able to do it. So because of my long learning journey, Cameron, is the reason why I teach the way I do. So no one has to take a decade to learn stuff when you're a natural kind of kid that knew this stuff already. So that's the condensed story. And thank you for saying that you appreciate the way I teach. I'm really grounded. I need to make it simple. Otherwise, we can't integrate it. If it's complicated, if it's woo-woo, it's too hard for our brain to process it. Our brain is actually going to fight the process if we make it really woo-woo. We have to make it normal, so it will just go, oh, yeah, that's kind of normal. Like if it can kind of do that, then it's going to go in with a lot more ease. That's why I teach the way I do. And it's a reflection of who I am too. So I drew this card for Sue Kelly. So hopefully that makes sense, Cameron, and it kind of, lands where it needs to. So Rose Kelly. Timing is the thing that's coming up for you. So I know that now if you're wanting to do anything, you want to action anything, you want to move forward, now is the time to do that, because they're making me aware of doors being open for you. Don't delay. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't procrastinate. Don't get in your way. Step forward, because it's fabulous for you, right? Don't let anything hold you back. Don't listen to the white noise, all that kind of stuff. Everything is perfect for anything that you need to make a decision and move forward on. All right, so we're going to be here for a couple of more minutes. Let's go for it, Melissa.
Tony's just said that everything I've got at the moment is fully booked. I will release some more appointments. If you jump on my Facebook page or jump on the website and join the newsletter, I will release the new dates through there and let you know.
Oh,
I sort of
be first to know.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. So let me have a look.
You are welcome, Rose.
Okay.
Hi, Natalie. How are you? Hi, Julie. Hi, Pauline. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to go while you're getting yourself
Yeah,
organized.
I'm still going through the list.
Obviously, I can't wait. I'm impatient. So this is for Sue White. So they're telling me that in a financial space, so they're talking about abundance and they're talking about that practicality, so money. So anything that you would consider financial, that they're telling me that to give over any kind of concerns, worries that sit in that space to them. They're letting me know too that they're going to shift any energy around that and improve that for you. So it's really about trusting and just handing it over for you, Sue, so that can happen for you. All right. And so now I'm going to Pauline Monk. I'm sorry. Well, you just tell me when you're ready, Melissa.
No, you're right.
So this is for Pauline. I'm going to say assertive with grace. So they're telling me for you to be in that space. Thank you. When you stand behind what your truth is in a really I'm going to say compassionate, gentle way, you're able to communicate what you need to communicate in a way that will be heard and will land and will resonate. They're also telling me too that there is a really nice gentle energy of healing around you. So this is a really nice time, if we've got anything left unsaid, to say it so we can shift and move on. And for some reason, if it comes up tomorrow, do it tomorrow because I heard the word tomorrow. So yeah. All right.
Ooh. Hi, Kelly. Can I just do a quick one for Kelly?
Sure.
I read all of these intuitive. I don't know what the book says. I have no idea. The card that I pulled is She of the Lotus. I have no idea what that means. So, but Kelly, when I look at this card and when I feel what comes through, I do see, and I don't know whether you can see that crown there because that's exactly what I saw just before I flipped it over. So it's more for that, obviously the spiritual. She might be psychic.
You saw it before you flipped it.
It's completely open. And it's almost like these downloads, not for me, but for you, keep coming through almost on rotation. You might need to slow them down a little bit because with your learning and your education and everything that's coming through could be a little bit I don't want to say overwhelming, but there's a lot that they want, because there's an excitement in the air. There's an excitement from spirit coming through, wanting to get your attention because they know you've got this and they know that you can just, can I dare say heal the world? Heal our world? I'm going to say heal the world because everything's a ripple, isn't it?
Oh, of course. Yeah, for sure.
We heal one person and it ripples out. Yeah.
Sure.
So every card I've pulled today, I'm excited. And I think it's just maybe I'm excited because I'm in the energy of all you beautiful souls. I don't know. Actually, I do. It's a bit of both. But I'm really, really excited for this card, Kelly. I cannot begin to tell you the journey that you're already on, but how many, I want to say doors, but I actually want to say gateways are going to open. So when I say gateways, instantly I feel like gateway as in like woo-woo gateway. Like up you go, up into the universe, up into the stars. So
that's exciting.
You might need a job at NASA, Kel.
We'll see.
I don't know. So yeah, they're very exciting.
That's cool. I've got a card for Debbie. So this is Debbie B. They're making me aware of your hands. So if you get any kind of sensations in your hands, because it's either tingling or a temperature change, they're activating what to me is healing energy. So you must be a natural healer. And if you're not doing it, I'm going to say explore, understand what that is in that space. Play with energy. They're making me aware that this is a big thing for you. So I'm going to leave that with you to percolate around there. That your hands and your heart, but they're definitely illuminating your hands, is where you can do healing. So that's practical healing to me, rather than other kinds of healing. So let's do 1, 2, 3, if you would, and let's so do our final card reading. So if you 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do it combined. So you're going to do a card for one, I'm going to do a card for one, and we're going to do it. And then I'll do a card for 2. You'll do a card for 2. So you got to listen to both of us. Don't just tune out on me because I'm rave on. Listen to both of us, and we'll do a collective card reading. So 1, 2, 3. Put that in the chat so we know what you are being drawn to. That way, everyone gets a reading. Because I hate it when we can't get to everyone. And at some point, I've got to get off here because I've got to be somewhere else pretty soon now that I notice the time. So Melissa and I have got other appointments. So we need to get ourselves sorted. We just love hanging out here. We just don't want to go. That's our problem. All right. So, all right. I'm going to go with 1 first, and then you can go, Melissa.
Okay.
All right, so if we're drawn to card number 1, anyone that is that person. Okay, so a couple of things are coming up. What I'm being made aware of, any kind, Spirit is bringing insects, so that could be butterflies, that could be dragonflies around to indicate that they're around. You're also going to get, I'm going to say, you might not understand what the images are, but I can see that some of us are clairvoyant, or we're seeing things that we can't necessarily identify, but weird shapes. Just enjoy that because they're trying to activate that. They're also making me aware of number 5 being really significant for you too, and this daydreaming energy. So daydreaming is really fabulous when we want to enhance our intuition. So don't think that it's not useful. It's exceptionally useful. Daydreaming using our imagination. So there's a big energy around pushing you, anyone that's drawn to number 1, pushing you to enhance your intuition, to enhance your abilities, to enhance your connection, and being really open to the signs and symbols that a Spirit are bringing around. Melissa, what would you like to add to that?
Well, strangely enough, I have the Realm Bridger card. And so for me, definitely on the back of that, you need to explore, can I say the mediumship course again? Do it. Jump into it. You have to. You have to do that. Psychic first if you haven't done any of them, and then the mediumship. But definitely start going into that because you're needing to enhance those skills to be able to bridge that gap. You're there and you're ready. You're absolutely ready to step forward and to start bringing Spirit to the masses, I would say, to the world, to those that are asleep and that are starting to wake up and become a little bit more spiritual. Now's your time to start getting into it and start delivering that message for others to understand as well.
Yeah, it's a really important time for the collective and for those that I'm going to say are willing to say yes. Willing to say yes to the nudges from Spirit to step forward into the space where we can not only hone our own abilities, but, in that space, potentially then use them to help others. The more that we do this, and Melissa mentioned it as a ripple, the more that we do this, the more that we actually change our world. It's astonishing how little it takes to do that. When we hold a really high frequency, we can counterbalance people that hold a negative. And so one high frequency person can counterbalance 6 that are in fear if we're holding the frequency of joy. So it doesn't take much for us if we kind of lean into this and go, I'm prepared to do the work. I'm prepared to go on a spiritual journey because I know this is how I change everything, not only for myself, but for others. So and we're really getting pushed in this space. It's kind of interesting. So those that were drawn to number 2. So if you're a number 2 person, this is what Spirit wants you to know. First of all, you are not ordinary, and don't let anyone tell you that you are. You're extraordinary. Extraordinary in the way that you show up, extraordinary in the way that you hold the energy, the way that you face things, the grit that you have, the things that you have been through. It's amazing, and I never downplay anything that you have done thus far. I just know that you have a special vibe about you, our number 2s, those that are drawn to number 2. You are also, and I'm not necessarily saying this is tied to what I just talked about in regards to direction, but I'm aware of a change in direction for you. So if you're kind of getting this bubbling up that you feel like you're in the wrong place, your wrong job, wrong house, something feels off, it's because you are, because they're wanting to move you in a different direction. So lean into that and take the push that's coming your way. It's really nice. And there's a really nice even freshness coming in there. There could even be like people might be even having new babies, grandkids, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of really nice, someone even just said puppy, thanks. So there's a spirit in there, obviously likes dogs. So it could even be pets. So there's some nice opportunities there. But please embrace how magnificent you are, number twos. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not.
I would agree with that. Loving compassion is what I keep hearing with that. Loving compassion towards yourself, and obviously to everybody else as well, but first and foremost to yourself as you go through that journey. So it's really interesting. And the puppy that you were talking about, that wouldn't have been a white Maltese puppy, would it, Bronwyn?
It's just sometimes it's the spirit. So I have my spirit guide here, right? He can be a handful, right? But I have my people without bodies over here, and that's like a peanut gallery here sometimes. They're all yelling out stuff. Sometimes it's like a rowdy party. It's just like, who's saying what now?
All I can see is a little white terrier jumping around.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Someone just yells out dog. It's like, great. All right. So our number threes. So let's kind of see you magical creatures. All right. So quieten your mind, number three. If you're drawn to number three, you are being encouraged to quieten your mind. Allow yourself the gift of silence, because when we're really silent, our wisdom becomes really, really loud. So allow that to come up for you. Really listen to what's coming up for you. They're also making me aware of the body. So if we've got any kind of little awareness, could be twinges, that kind of stuff, they're not saying it's a major health thing, but they're actually saying that it's tied to energy. So really dive in. If you've got any kind of little things happening, going, I need to understand my chakras. I need to understand where this relates. My body is trying to communicate things to me. Without creating this space of silence, you're going to miss, and they actually said you are missing some of the things that they're trying to bring into you. So be really aware of that. They're also saying too that you're they said light shining through. So I know that what they're doing is they're pushing you to and you're reluctant, because they're telling me that you're reluctant. They're trying to push you to allow others to really see you for who you are, know what you're like, know your capabilities, but there's a reluctance around this. So don't be frightened of being seen, being noticed, being acknowledged for who you are. Own it with humility. It will serve you really well, and it will open doors for you if you're a number three. Melissa?
I kind of got lost in the feeling of that then, because I was just seeing like tunnels and doors opening up. So as we progress through and journey, they will just keep coming opening. You know, the old saying, one door closes, another one opens, finish, open, and it's just going to continue. The learning is just phenomenal. But I see the path going upwards. So it's almost like that. Obviously, we're growing as we're going up and journeying through that. So
awesome.
Very exciting.
Thank you. So if anyone wants to connect with Melissa, remember, jump on her mailing list. We are going to put her link here again so you can find her. As I told you at the start of this, I am biased 100%. She is awesome. She's an awesome human. She's an amazing reader. She's an amazing mum, wife. She's lots of things. And you will be blessed to be in her energy, whether that be online, however you facilitate that. But she will shift you. So I'm going to really encourage you to connect with her if you feel drawn to her. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing your gift with everyone, spending some time with me. It's nice to have someone to play with.
Yes,
here by myself. That's been fun. So I really want to honor Melissa for coming here. It can be scary to do this, particularly me. Like, look at me. Like, who wants to hang out and fight to get a word in? I do want to really honor you. You are amazing. I adore you. And thank you for trusting me in this opportunity to let people get to know you.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share space with all these wonderful people. Like you've made my very first live very easy and enjoyable and comfortable. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to connect with Melissa.
Yes, please. I love to have a chat. More than 30
awesome.
seconds worth.
That's right. Okay, guys. Bye.